In this demo, I'm going to show you how to use the Chipkin BACnet Explorer to read, discover a BACnet device and generate a QuickServer BACnet to Modbus configuration. Then I will show you how to use the Modbus Explorer to read the values from that QuickServer and display them on the screen, proving that you went from BACnet to Modbus. Let's go through, and first off, let's see the diagram. So we have an EKG meter on the network that's talking BACnet to the local network. We have a QuickServer on the network, and we have a Modbus PLC that wants to read the data from the BACnet EKG meter. We're going to use the BACnet Explorer to discover all the BACnet devices on the network, generate a QuickServer configuration, load that configuration onto the QuickServer. Then the QuickServer will read the values from the BACnet device, store it locally in its data arrays, serve them as Modbus, which then can be read by the Modbus PLC. Then we'll use the Modbus Explorer to read from the QuickServer, proving that it was successful in showing the Modbus points. Okay, start in the BACnet Explorer. Clear? We're going to first discover the BACnet devices on the network. So there's a few devices on the network. We are interested in the Chipkin demo. It's an EKG meter, power meter, so it's reading the values from the total kilowatts, amperage, etc. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to generate a snapshot report. This shows a snapshot report of the whole network. We're only interested in one device. We're going to the 389.0.0.1. Inside here, there's a few files. One of them is the QuickServer configuration. This configuration is to convert from BACnet IP to Modbus. Here's the points list. So you can use this, import this into the Modbus Explorer. Here's the EDE file and the object lists that are used when doing certification of BACnet devices, and a report that you can use in your own documentation. Let's load the configuration onto a QuickServer. So I have a QuickServer here. Setup, file transfer, configuration, choose files. We are going to make sure we're using the right one. Yep. QuickServer configuration. Submit. Restart the QuickServer. Now that it's restarted, we can check to see if it's receiving values by going into the data arrays, DA floats, and see if it receives values. So that means that the QuickServer is now reading values from the BACnet device and storing them in its own internal database. Now we want to make sure that the Modbus side can read those values out of this QuickServer. So we're going to load up the Modbus Explorer. We're going to go to the Modbus monitor. We're going to go load a configuration. In this case, we have this one. We're going to load the points list, points map. Load. It loaded all of the points and the names inside here. We're going to configure the IP address to make sure that it's the same IP address as the QuickServer, 102. Start monitoring. Minimize that. Now we can see the values as they change on site. So now we are reading Modbus values through the QuickServer of the values that were in the BACnet device. So that's how you configure a BACnet to Modbus configuration using the BACnet Explorer for the QuickServer. The BACnet Explorer is a free tool. You can get it online. And the Modbus Explorer is a free tool that we also provide. Okay. If you have any questions or pain points with the QuickServers or any network, feel free to give us a call. Chipkin Automation Systems.